Hello, I'm going to be playing a 15 plus 10 game, the first of hopefully 3 I'll be playing today. Wish me luck. So here we just have the Queen's Gambit declined. White can go for the exchange variation or just develop, and here I'll go into a Ragozin. I guess maybe my opponent is a bit overrated, which would be nice. Let's see. In fact, I faced this move yesterday, and upon looking, probably the most ambitious move is d takes c4 here, taking advantage of the fact this knight's being pinned to make it possible for us to play b5 to reinforce the c4 pawn. The best move, I think, is a3, forcing me to give up the bishop immediately, and then I would have to follow with c5. But more common are just e3 and e4, after which I can hold with b5. So, on the next few things I want to do are probably to get castled. I might try to attacking this pawn, taking advantage of this queen doesn't make much sense, as e3 will probably come soon. The gambit continuation with e4 followed by bishop e2 is scary, but in fact does go well. Well, now that white has played to recapture the pawn, I of course play b5 as was my intention. If a4, I can just play c6. This already seems maybe slightly awkward for white. This of course breaks the pin. It's quite unnatural to take the knight here instead of just reinforcing with a pawn. If I play a6, a4 is annoying because I need to develop, and a4 would be undermining, I think. c6 though does block this diagonal, but I can play c5 later. a6 I feel is more ambitious, so if I could get it to work, it would be nice, but I don't believe it does. Yeah. a6, a4. Well, I'm up a pawn. Let's not be too greedy. Especially as black, I sometimes get overambitious. a4 as expected. Now I could play queen b6. I don't like going so behind on development. I think it makes sense to maybe just play bishop b7, and then after white captures here to then take the knight and recapture here, and I have quite a strong pawn chain. Although white has b3, which b3 is annoying actually. Maybe just queen b6 then. Queen b6 feels unusual, but it doesn't feel like it's not working out. Queen b6 defending, I don't see any problem with. I'm not so happy to move out the queen so early, but it looks to be working. Definitely this would be a lot scarier with a pawn on e4 or with like this bishop fianchetto similar to a Catalan. But as is, probably white is just down a pawn here. If we compare the development, white has one more piece out, but it's hard to say that these are particularly good. And development should also be effective. Now if b3, I can intermezzo with bishop takes c2, and then this will be sufficiently defended. Actually, this bishop coming to a5 would be annoying, but I'm up a pawn. So I may as well calculate this. Pawn comes to b3. I think I am obliged to take. Now, if I take first, then bishop comes here with check, which would be annoying. Though, of course, not the end of the world. So b3. Bishop takes. And they have to recapture. Recaptures. If they recapture the queen, this is with an X-ray, with a pin on against this bishop on c8. So that's annoying. Well, this is what's my advantage? This is so sad. Okay, so probably I have to give the pawn back now, which is tragic. So if the queen takes back, there's no annoying idea of the bishop coming to a5, but if the bishop takes back, the bishop coming here isn't that annoying anyway, and this x-ray isn't too much of a problem. If I take here, here, with me being behind on development, I do think that does favor me. I can defend with a knight, and with the pawn attacking the queen, it's practically obliged, I think. I also would like to just get this, I think I want this bishop off. It's not too good here. I've just seen after here, I have the knight jumping into here, which might be helpful. Knight takes, knight jumps in, queen goes back. See here. It does feel thematic, but... Okay, so what are my options? Taking here immediately, perhaps just casting. The bishop capture first. I didn't like casting that much as white gets the open file and has the bishop here. It seems the worst possible option. So if I choose between taking here and the capture first, the capture does feel like the most principled. Trying to keep the material. Capture, queen takes back, knight jumps in. If the queen goes back, I take this. This pin is a real pain. Okay, so let's consider taking the pawn first. Queen wouldn't recapture, that would be too nice. No, sorry. Pawn takes, bishop d7. I don't like my options. What an annoying thing. Bishop takes, queen takes. Knight jumps in. I think I want to... Knight takes, queen takes. I'll just check that it's not particularly bad now. Knight c3. I mean, if queen goes back to c2, I could just take the bishop. Of course, if the bishop takes, I can just go here with b4 and then c3, and that has to be good for me, I'm sure. If I go b4 immediately, the queen can just take, which is annoying. Okay, so queen takes. If I take here, of course I lose this bishop with check, and I think that's just lost. I think I won't jump the knight in, but... Oh, this is a surprise. What happened? b4? Will that worry for not that much, I guess? So of course, once the bishop retreats and I play c3, I'm not threatening to take immediately, but... Connected pass pawns. They're great. What's happening? This is confusing. I would guess probably just overrated. Well, I could castle. It would probably be slightly more ambitious to try and get this bishop here first. There's not too much of a rush to castle right at the moment, considering that this bishop isn't coming here. Probably the bishop will come to... Okay, I want to push this just to not lose the pawn. So probably the bishop will... Oh, they didn't have to move that yet. And this bishop will probably come here just to be annoying. I guess I could try to be flexible with the bishop coming to here or here, but both of them seem usual places to put. But both of them seem fine. Castling is more flexible, but I like developing my pieces. This bishop trade feels artificial, and especially like with my pawns on dark squares, I think I do like this bishop, so I'll keep it. This knight jumping here and here would be irritating, so maybe I'll just cut that out first. Knight b here first, or knight c6? Knight c6, the next square is a5. That doesn't make too much sense. So let's go to d7. I suppose the knights are superfluous, but they're fine, they're fine. The bishop comes to d3, which is the most natural square. I can't trade off the bishop like this anymore because, of course, it's not sufficiently defended. I could do that after I play a5. a5 is a move I do want to play anyways. Probably white should continue with e4 and maybe e5. But I am up a pawn, which is nice. I do also want to castle and play bishop b7. Castling is a move that I always want to play, so it's hard to say no to castling. I'm also slightly dipping low on time, so I don't want to spend too long. Okay. I would like to get this e5 break in. Or be able to play it at a moment's notice. I like rid of my rook here. This knight jumping here is irritating because if I take it immediately, it takes, and my knight is forced away from defending h7. Which of course isn't the end of the world, but it's just slightly annoying. Okay. Well, this blocks this bishop, but opens up this bishop. Probably this bishop is coming to g5, since where else will it go? I like e5, and then probably d5, but then I get c5. And this pawn isn't going anywhere. Before I jump the knight to c5, I probably want to play h6 to cut out bishop g5, and no, white will probably place the bishop on e3 instead, and the queen's not doing much on b6, so this isn't that sad. I feel like d6 is a stable square. Okay, white tries to be tricky, hoping I didn't see that this is a discovered attack or something. Okay. Well, the annoyance about c7 was that the bishop could possibly come to d2 or something. Well, the knight can maneuver to d2. That's more annoying. Queen b8 or queen d6? I think queen b8. Looks so silly though. But queen d6 aligning with this file, I'm not so keen on. I think probably I'll just play a5 and then exchange off the bishops, and it's becoming harder to find play for white. This bishop isn't that well, the bishop isn't any better on b7, so okay, the knight can come to this square, which I guess this is a checkmating if the queen does another 3,000 moves. And I don't do anything before then, which is entirely possible knowing me. Probably just knight f8. Very calm. Knight f8, probably f4? I feel like f4 is what white wants to do. f4. I want to be in time to... Stop finding counterplay, it's annoying. f4, I guess I'll just ignore it. I don't want to hang the a5 pawn when I play bishop e6. So I do this. Now that knight d2 isn't possible, I'm more comfortable doing this. So f4, bishop a6. Taking doesn't help that much. Okay, the knight comes in, which is perfectly fine. Let's see. Knight comes here, or here, or here, or here. Okay, that's... Trade off the bishops. If d6, that pawn seems a bit too weak. I'll just drop the queen to d8, and everything is fine. If bishop c4, I can take once. Of course, this fork stops me from taking again. Okay, this, I think, is simple for me. I take here, I play knight c5, I then take on e4. Yeah, okay. Probably simpler is even taking with this knight, so there's no longer any irritation part of this, and I can drop the knight back to d6, or any other square, to be honest. This knight getting eliminated with this knight and this queen is sure to get me checkmated, but there's no time for it. Okay, so knight here on tempo with the bishop. If the bishop takes, I just take back. If the bishop goes here, well, there's no threat. Oh, there's a threat on the pawn, but such is life. This pawn is annoyingly close to promoting, but I won't have the time to do that. Like here, if it goes there, I can just take the other pawn. It's no biggie. And so bishop h6 is the concerning part. I can just play g6. It's not a nice move, but it's really not a nice move, honestly. How annoying. Which square defends g7? This one? Okay, fine. I don't have that square. Or this one, or this one. Okay. How annoying, I guess. Okay, I'll take this way. The only one that concerns me is this one. Dropping back isn't doing anything. I'm on this, so I might promote soon. I suppose this is a consideration. I think I'm safe though, since two pieces, a bishop and queen isn't enough yet. Bishop h6, if I take, I think this is bad. Yeah, that's bad. That's what we call bad. I hate knights on f5. Why are they here? Stop being a pain. Thanks. Yeah, definitely if I ever do this again, I have to not let a knight get to f5. Like, what? This was a very large pain. Okay, but I can simply defend laterally if the bishop isn't involved. Right? So taking here, there's a fork. But if I just play f6, which of course I should never do, For knight d6, just trying to get rid of the knight immediately is simple. Knight d6, knight check, check. I can just sidestep. There's no... f6 seems so much easier though. Okay, well, I wanted to play this move, so I may as well play it now. If knight h6, I can probably take. These are both defended, which is nice. Knight g7, if I took back with the queen, with the king, that would be annoying, but I have taken back with the queen. Any knight sacrifice, I just have queen f7, queen g6 at the least. Oh, I miss... Wait, queen... This doesn't work. Queen e6 isn't a thing. Okay. Just take the queen. Which hangs this knight, as I forget, but it's fine. I was up enough material. Okay. And it's just forwards the knight, I guess. Maybe just attack the pawn first. Attack the pawn, queen e6, I just play that. Stop trying to open lines. This natural is queen, rook f3. Oh, rook f3 isn't possible because I just stopped it. That's cute, I guess. Of course, this c3 pawn is quite menacing. And rook f4. I mean, I should probably play prophylactically and just step out before it even happens. This queen has been cut down. This line has been cut down. f6 is a vulnerable point, so I want to keep care of that. Like queen coming here would be, for instance, annoying. This rook is dedicated to this, as is this, and I'm slightly worse off for that. I'll just rook here first, so the rook can't come here. Now this drops this pawn. Ugh. What a disaster. At least I have more open lines, I guess. Okay. Go in here, just attack this pawn. Okay, this is annoying. Probably I have to give up the queen or something. Rook. Okay. You can just take here. This has to be lost for me, but I can still be slightly annoying with this pawn. If pushes, I then attack, because it's not defended. Hopefully they attack my rook, or something equally silly, or I am in trouble anyway, so. Okay. Pawn here seems directly okay. It's hard for white to attack it, I think. Okay. Probably rook c1 if they continue the way they've been playing. Okay, I pretty much am forced into doing this. If takes, this isn't a tempo, probably takes the pawn. There's no way they could not win this, but I feel we should prove it, I guess. And for instance, if they took this pawn, I have check and check, which would be a funny way to draw. Hopefully they take now. I keep checking anyway. This is a check with half this pawn, of course, but I guess I'm pretending to want to do this. Here. Check is not so productive. Okay. The rooks are slightly annoying. Now this loses a rook to that whole nonsense. Rook back one step. This loses a pawn to that, which is annoying. But this prevents g4, which is probably the intention. Okay, I'll take care now. And then I can reconnect the rooks next turn. Probably wants the rook coming down here. Okay, I'll do a check. Losing positions are annoying. Okay. Okay, if they turn, just check, king here, rook here, should be winning. F5. A stalemate is unlikely here, but definitely possible. There's probably a mate in a few, though. I probably should have tried to maintain the rook to have more agency here. Oh well. This is checkmate, but everything else is also checkmate, so probably this. Seriously, what the heck? Well, that was unfortunate. Yeah, I think... Maybe queen b6 wasn't the best, but I don't think I could be doing that badly here. No, here I have to be better. This knight on f5 was such a pain that definitely in retrospect I should never have let this happen. So just knight f8 or even g6, as much as that is annoying to these squares here. Yeah, I should not let that knight come here. I should have gotten rid of it, of course. But like here I have to be still okay, I think. I would assume. If I had taken back with the king here, then the queen here. And like it's scary. What if I'd even like drop back here? No, then the queen comes here, sorry, the queen here, here. And queen here, check. Knight f7 takes on h7, is annoying. King g8 means that this isn't with check. Seems like a perfectly fine option now, actually. And I'm sure there's some way of fending off this queen. Like even just taking here, and then my queen is enough to stave off checks. Although the knight on d6 is also... But like even this, right? Has to be enough. And I give bishop h6, I just go queen f7, and then queen here, it's fine. So I lost a pawn in all of that, but I think I still should be good. The knight coming to b5 was more target than anything else, so I somewhat regret this. Probably, I mean, like coming back here. f4, f5, this just becomes quite strong. Now this whole rook f4 thing, quite annoying. But here I just should not have undefended this pawn, and then there's not really too much of a threat. Well, that's annoying. Maybe even here, followed by moving this rook. Like here, here. here. This is much better than the game. And yeah, after this rook coming to e7 probably just was the end. So let's see. Was there anything else to be done here? Or I mean, rook coming back drops this pawn. But it's better than losing a queen, so yeah, whatever happened here, not good. Queen here, I guess, instead, just attacking the bishop and then giving myself time to play rook g7. Probably the last opportunity, and then after this, it has to be lost. And I don't really want to look at all of this. That's surely white was winning the whole time. Yeah. I guess I'll just check with the engine, but I doubt there'll be too many surprises. I don't think queen b6 was good. It's annoying that the score of the engine is not so good, but the... Why did I not go bishop b7? Takes, yeah, okay, takes with intermezzo. And I was annoyed about b3, but apparently a5 played the second note boom. I don't have any experience with the note boom, and it just never feels very good to me. But yeah, and a5 I think follows similarly is a transposition. Yeah. It's not holding on for a pawn, but it's pretty good for. It's good for me. Okay. So I might consider that the next time. c6 is a bit timid. Gives up the pawn. Not very clear to me. Yeah, I think. What's this idea? a6 instead. So, okay, a4 like usual. c6 would transpose. Bishop b7. Takes, b3. Okay, we trade the rook first. I'm not sure if that benefits anyone. Knight a4, queen c2. Apparently good. c6. Oh, c6 is with a tempo on the bishop. That's the advantage of not playing c6, I guess. Bishop a5 is odd. I think this is just the note boom again. It's a note boom like line again. Queen d5 is interesting. So I guess I didn't give enough consideration to a6. There are like a lot of different other resources here. c6 just c6 loses. Is it bad this time? b3, and we've used a6 instead of a5. That does make sense. Bishop a5. Takes, defending the bishop. b3, e4, knight e4. It's a bit messy, but it's a pawn, right? It's not. No, it is a pawn. Okay. but yeah. My position's good here, so how did it all go wrong? A5, bishop C4, E4, okay. Yeah, rook E8 was a bit silly. E5 isn't too urgent. H6 makes sense. Playing E5 let the knight get to F5, and if I hadn't done that at all, then it's hard to come up with any ideas for. Right. Okay, suppose. Okay, G4 is silly. E4, E5, bishop E3, bishop A6. This is quite a lot more convincing than whatever I was doing. So, much more fan of whatever this is. Yep. I felt quite pressured by this. Knight G4. I didn't like playing Knight G4 as H3 is going to eventually come and I lose the tempo back. I do just want a pawn though, if that happens, so... Okay, I'm silly. It's scary though. What if they do this? Okay, takes. 95. Okay. Yep. That does defend F7. Yeah, Queen B8. Warlord. Knight C7, Knight D2. The knight was necessary here, so Queen C7 just made a lot more sense, I guess. As did Queen D6. Queen C7, I guess. Rook A5 would just be annoying. Okay. So here, the computer definitely recommends stopping the knight getting into F5. G4, knight F5, knight DF6. This is a funny idea. I can just take, it's fine. H3 takes. Bishop C1, knight C5. This seems, yeah, best than what I did in the game. With the knight on F5, it seems kind of fine, yeah. But here was still good, yeah. Taking back with the queen was, yeah, okay. As we saw, check, and G8 is a good square. The other squares are not so good. This is mate, okay. Yeah, that's mate. Okay, good that I didn't do that one then. King H8, queen check, but the king G8 here, and it's a piece. A piece is a lot of stuff to have for. Yep. But this is still better for black, so really some time trouble. Knight B7 with tempo on the bishop. I mean, the knight is incredibly silly here, but it defends the pawn. Actually, that makes a good deal of sense. Rook E5, Rook E4, King H8. Yeah, dropping this pawn was just horrendous. And yeah, white is fine here. And it's all lost from here. It's not accurate, but +5 is still too much, yeah? think that's probably enough on this game. I'll hop into the board to try and find another game after a break.